Drop a like and do share. Leave your comments and do not forget to subscribe for more videos.
Thank you for watching Repeater World videos. In this video, we'll learn about SWOT analysis and MBO. We've already seen about the strength and weakness. We'll see about the opportunities and threats and management by objectives. Let us see about the opportunity matrix. Companies, they use marketing opportunity analysis. The opportunity matrix in this figure that is shown here, the yellow cell that marks for the number 1. If the company has the opportunity lying down in this particular cell, there is a success probability that is high and attractiveness that is again high. The opportunities in the lower right cell, that is number 4, are too minor to consider. And if you consider about second and the third quadrant, these opportunities can be considered but with a little scrutiny. So for example, if a company is developing about the light system, if the company develops more powerful lighting system that is efficient, then this particular opportunity will be falling in the first quadrant. That is, it will be highly successful and highly attractive in the market. If the company develops a device to measure the energy efficiency of any lighting system, then though that will be highly attractive in the market, but the success probability will be low because it falls in the second quadrant. If the company develops device to measure illumination level, that is lighting level, then the attractiveness will be low and the probability of success will be high. But if the company develops a software program to teach lighting fundamentals to TV studio personnel, then both the attractiveness and success probability will be low, because this will constitute to a very small target market, because the people who will be needing such kind of software will be very less in number, and that's why it will fall under the fourth quadrant. Moving on towards the threat matrix, let us understand this one. An environmental threat is a challenge that is posed by an unfavorable trend or development that, in the absence of defensive marketing action, would lead to lower sales and profit. So environmental threat is something that is posing the company an unfavorable development or a threat that will bring down your profit, that will bring down your market share, and that will bring down the company's growth in the market. But that will be happening in only one situation, where you do not have any defensive marketing action to counter that particular threat. If you do not have, then surely there are chances that would lead to lower sales or profit. This particular figure illustrates the threat matrix facing a company. The threats in the upper left are major because they have a high probability of occurrence and their seriousness level is high. So for example, if a competitor floats something that is superior than your lightning system, then there will be a seriousness that will be high, and that a competitor can do so, its probability of occurrence is also high. That means that any time your competitors can float or they can develop something that will be superior than your own lightning system. So the threats in the upper left cell are major because they have a high probability of occurrence and can seriously hurt the company. To deal with them, company needs to have proper marketing strategies. The company's threats that are found in the lower right cell are minor and can be ignored. The firm would want to carefully monitor threats in the upper right and the lower left cells in the case if they grow more serious. Let's see the internal environment. What are the strengths and the weaknesses here? Each business needs to evaluate its internal strength and weaknesses. Businesses can evaluate their own strength and weaknesses by using some kind of checklist. Here is the checklist that we will be focusing upon. On the left hand side, there are certain blocks. First block is of marketing, second block is of finance, third block is of manufacturing, and fourth block is of organization. Now the list that I have given here is not the final list, but this list will vary from industry to industry and within industry from company to company. If you talk about, say, Apple, then the company's reputation will be a major strength for the company. And then if you talk about market share, then for Samsung, it will be a major strength for the company in the form of performance. And again, these particular points, they are to be judged on these two parameters, that is performance and importance, on the scale of from being major strength to being major weakness, or from being high to being low. So for marketing, what is the company reputation? How the market share plays an important role in performance or importance? What is the company retention, product quality, service quality? If you talk about Toyota, then the product quality is a major strength for their performance. What is the cost and availability of capital? For Reliance, the availability of capital will be their major strength. Cash flow, financial stability, manufacturing like facilities, economies of scale. Economies of scale means that in less number of facilities or in less number of machinery, how much more you can produce. From organization, what is your vision, how capable is your leadership, what are the entrepreneurial orientation and other things. Once the company has performed a SWOT analysis, it can proceed forth for a goal formulation, which means developing specific goals for planning period. Goals are objectives that are specific with respect to magnitude and time. Most business units pursue a mix of objectives which has got profitability, desired sales growth and scope of market share improvement, calculation of risks, product innovation and building the reputation. The business units set these objectives and then manages them. So a goal should be measurable. It should well be found in a time frame. For a company cannot say that it want to become number one smartphone company within 2 days. That is not possible. But that should be feasible goal that the company puts forth and should have good time frame. For example, a new found company can say that they want to become number one smartphone company in the world in next 5 years. That is a well said and well planned goal. Let us see now management by objectives. We'll see meaning, need and its limitation. They are to be arranged hierarchically from most to the least important. The company's key objective for the period may be to increase the rate of return on investment. They can increase profit by increasing revenue and reducing expenses. They can grow revenue in turn by increasing market share and prices. Then the objective should be quantitative wherever possible. The objective to increase the return on investment is better stated as the goal to increase ROI to 15% within 2 years. Companies they should also avoid to have an objective that cannot be measured in quantitative aspect. Then the objective must be consistent. It should be real as possible. They cannot say again they want to become the number one smartphone company within 2 days, but that should be a well laid and well set plan for say next 5 years or 10 years. So companies they have to have a consistent approach toward achieving these objectives and they should not leave the effort in between. What is management by objectives? It refers to the process of setting goals for the employees so that they know what they are supposed to do at the workplace. Management by objective defines the roles and the responsibilities of the employees and leads them to their future course of action in the organization. It guides the employees to deliver their level best and achieve the target within the time frame that is given to them. What is the need of management by objectives? First is it helps the employee to understand their duties at the workplace. Then the KRAs are designed for employees. KRAs also stands for key responsible areas that are given to employees as per their interest, specialization and educational qualification. The employees they are clear to as what they are expected to do for the organization. Management by objective process leads to satisfied employees. It avoids the job mismatch and unnecessary confusions that are created. Employees in their own way contribute to the achievement of goals and objectives of the organization. Every employee has his own role at the workplace. Each one feels indispensable for organization and important for the organization and eventually develops a feeling of loyalty towards the organization. They tend to stick to the organization for a longer span of time and contribute effectively. And therefore they enjoy at the workplace and do not treat work as a burden. Management by objective ensures effective communication amongst the employees. It leads to a positive ambience in the workplace. Management by objective also leads to well-defined hierarchies at the workplace. It ensures the transparency is maintained at all the levels. A supervisor of an organization would never directly interact with the managing director in case of queries. He would first meet the immediate senior and then would pass the communication to the other hierarchical managers or seniors. The MBO process leads to highly motivated and committed employees. The MBO process also sets a benchmark for every employee so that they will perform better. Now coming to the limitations of the management by objectives, it surely ignores the prevailing culture and working condition of the organization. It is more of a superlative and imaginary process that becomes sometimes a burden for employees. More emphasis is being laid on targets and objectives. It just expects from the employee to achieve their target and meet the objectives of the organization without bothering much about existing circumstances at the workplace. Employees are just expected to perform and meet the deadlines. The MBO process sometimes do treat individuals as machines. And there are many countries that have a high suicide rate because of this work culture where they are just expected to perform better and better. The MBO process increases comparison between individuals at the workplace. Employees they tend to depend on bad politics and other unproductive tasks to outshine their fellow workers. Employees do not only want to have their superiors appreciation, but they also want to pull down the leg of their colleagues and their co-workers. Their work lacks innovation, creativity, and sometimes also becomes monotonous. Next video we'll be learning about strategic formulation. Thank you.